Valorant is about to drop the Dolmir's Revenge collection, and Vandal has one of the craziest inspect animations we've ever seen. How does the rest of the bundle actually stack up though? The overall theme here is pretty unique and I'm honestly a big fan of it. Sure, it has shades of things like Gaia's Vengeance and Sentinels of Light, but the design of the stones on every variant looks clean, and this skin just has a magical element that makes it stand out compared to those alternatives. A lot of that magic is present in the sound design, so here is what getting an ace sounds like with the Dolmir's Revenge Vandal.
Enemy remaining. Hey. How did I get this powerful?
It's not my favorite kill audio in the game, but I think the way you can hear both the stone and crystal elements is still well designed. It was honestly the rest of the sound design that surprised me and ended up becoming one of my highlights of the skin overall, even just how it sounds when doing simple things like shooting and reloading. Even just the inspect animation alone sounds gorgeous, so I'll play that for you too. I've seen some people say that this is too distracting and there's too much clutter on your screen, and obviously each to their own with things like this, but realistically the inspect is where Riot can go all out and do some crazy things like we're seeing here, unlike say the equip and reload, which are integral parts of the game, which you wouldn't want to be too distracting. Speaking of, the other core animations are very similar to Sentinels of Light, although there are some subtle differences in the equip and reload, but these skins were always going to seem similar considering they both have the floating rocky parts, so I can see why people are comparing the two. Personally, in this case, I don't mind if the base animation isn't that new, because the extra effects and things happening with the skin can shine and make the skin feel unique. The other guns are where this bundle starts to lose me a little bit. Don't get me wrong, these skins still look and sound gorgeous, but it's clear that all the effort went into the Vandal inspect animation, while the other three, particularly the Odin, get left in the dust. I still think this is a top tier Guardian skin to be honest. The stones moving around on some of the other animations still make this skin feel magical, but I think it's a shame that the only one with a crazy inspect is the Vandal. Finally for the knife, I said in my initial video that this will probably be a divisive one, and I still stand by that. A lot of people immediately look at any dual wield melee and write it off, but in this case I think they actually did a good job of keeping both hands fairly tucked away and in the sides of the screen. For that reason, it doesn't feel as intrusive as some of the other dual wields. I did see a comment saying they should make this knife like Nocturnum, where you inspect it and it swaps between styles, so that could be cool for the inevitable Dolmir's Revenge 2.0 featuring a Phantom. Back to reality though, and it is worth pointing out that the level 1 knife here is just the sword with no crazy effects, because this does honestly look pretty nice, and I could see some people choosing to just rock this. Moving on now to the variants, which is definitely another one of the highlights for this skin bundle. Each variant changes the base color of the stones, so you've got a grey one and a black one, then the blue and green ones are a little more diverse, adding some icy and mossy textures respectively. Then by inspecting the weapon, you can choose which color crystals you want. In order, it should go purple, orange, blue, then green, and based off the collection view, it seems like the crystals always start the game as purple. I think the only thing I would change here is maybe making that black variant a little bit more fire themed, but maybe that would be stepping on the toes of Primordium too much, and the obsidian still looks sick anyway. Then the finisher is pretty good too, to be honest. At first I didn't think much of it, because it's relatively small compared to some of the grander scale finishes we've seen, but it sounds nice, and turning your enemy into a golem is pretty cool. It also seems like you can change the color of the finisher in real time by inspecting, which is a nice touch. Finally, for the release date and the cost, we know for sure that this skin bundle is going to release this Thursday at 2 PM Pacific time. We also know that Dolmir's Revenge is definitely exclusive tier, which typically means the bundle costs 8,700 Valorant points, the individual guns 2,175 Valorant points, and the knife 4,350 Valorant points. Having said that, we've seen bundles like Kurinami and EXO be upcharged, and based on the initial positive reactions I've seen, people talking about how good these skins are, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw the bundle price increase up to 9,500 Valorant points, which would make each individual gun skin 2,375 Valorant points. Either way, once this bundle releases at the end of the week, the thumbnail and either the description or pinned comment will have the correct price. When the trailer for this collection first came out and before we got to see all the other skins, I thought for sure I was going to cop the whole bundle, but after seeing that they didn't go all out on the animations with the other 3 weapons, I, and probably most of you, have less reason to buy the whole thing now. I still think this is a really solid skin line. I'm definitely going to be getting the Vandal, and if you're missing skins for some of these other weapons, then I'd say this is a good pickup.